And I have to be honest about that with us. This is we amongst each other right now. I'm not speaking from too much company. So I'm just saying we have to stop doing that bullshit. That frustrates me when we demonize when we try to do better and be positive. Like that's a negative thing. When did negativity get attached to us? I don't own that. We're not owning that, right? So the pandering thing, no. If someone's trying to step in that realm politically and take a check, but they believe in the cause, that's fantastic. They're using their influence for good. Now, when they're going against the grain and they're doing, we know they don't feel in their heart, or what we see on social media, they didn't feel in their heart, that's another thing. As far as us having our own Netflix and stuff like that, it is so frustrating to sit here and watch all these racist white men, right-wing, crazy folk, buy up all the media. They are, like you said, they're controlling all the messaging. And there was a time I'm like, the race is about to die out. We don't have that much more to go. They're almost fought. They're at the end. And they just reinvigorated a whole new group of young 18, 19, 20-year-olds buying taking over TikTok, the messaging, with the social media platforms, the things that they're allowing, the things that they suppress. And I'm like, where's the answer on our side to like buy media companies? We need that so bad. It's very frustrating because we have to like be chosen. They let a few of us slide through and get a show here and there, but then they also get to control our narrative once again. And we can't, there's not really many places where we can be unapologetically Black. That's what music is probably the last place we can really be that. But then you still have people that will try to block that. But yeah, I just would like to see us, an answer to it. We've got to own these TV stations. We have to own radio stations. We have to own networks. We have to own streaming platforms, and we have to support them. And we have to stop. And I think someone alluded to it earlier. We have to stop like downplaying our award shows as if the Black versions are worse than. You can go to the BET Awards, and I would like to see big artists back at them. Because like, why do we act like the Grammys are so much better? I have way more, the BET Awards are way more fun, I'm sorry. It's way
Image Awards.
Image Awards, Lady of Soul, all those awards we have, that's for us. And we just gotta support them ourselves. And I hate that once a year we get together, we get these positive conversations. If there's no action afterwards, we just waste everybody's time. So when we go back to our communities, like, we gotta keep it going. We really do, or we're just BSing you right now.
Yeah, the Caribbean Music Awards just aired on the 12th. How many of us did watch it? Like you said, I have to amplify again. How many we have to show up for ourselves? We have to. We're here talking about artists, but it's also us. Like the trends, the music consumption, it's what you guys are saying is working.
Yep.
Like that's just a fact.
And one thing you mentioned, the Caribbean Music Awards, the executive producer, the person behind that is Monique Blake. Monique is the president of Swiss Beach Productions. Monique took the little bit she got from Versus, never spent it on herself, spent it on the Caribbean Music Awards. That came from the Bounty Killer, Beanie Man Versus. Because no one believed in that, Black people involved, except for Mo. And so I would just tell you, part of the support isn't just financial, it's psychological. You are successful once you believe it. We are living in a world right now, again, where individual attention is paramount, but we have everybody seeking attention. So insecure people are going to act out with their body. They're going to act out with their fists. They're going to act out with their guns because they believe any attention is better than no attention. And when you value that, it's going to lead to negative attention. And so I would just say, to Claudia's point, how do we build these types of media companies? The one thing we have to reinforce with education is those people that own the media companies did not grow up in the media business. The Ellisons that were going to go buy Warner Brothers, who now own TikTok, they grew up because Ellison is CEO of Oracle. So if you want to run CBS, let's get these kids in the right data programs so they can learn how to build the oracles. Our problem is we want to build Ebony and we have no P&G. And then when we build an Ebony on Essence, we're dependent on P&G. And so again, I just would say, if we took a step back and stopped blaming each other and looked at the whole map, the blueprint is there for us to do, we just have to execute.
I think on that execution, on that and this will kind of be our final question as we wrap. If you look behind us and you look on the screen, the theme this year is made for this moment. To that point, I think we've offered so many thoughts and ideas and solutions on, are we really made for this moment? Like you said, we come together once a year, feels good. We come together only a few times a year for certain award shows and it's so important to celebrate. Celebrate ourselves, celebrate our community. It's so important to have that joy. But this is the time, and kind of going on the theme of this panel, hip hop and the power of resistance. And initially, I'd written, what 50 years from now, what do you see hip hop's role in the power of resistance? I think what we've seen in we're 9 months in? What we've seen, what we've been able to see be revoked, talked about, and what is going to play out. So I don't want to look 50 years from now. 5 years from now. 5 years from now, what do we say hip hop, whether it's the artists, the culture, the labels, the community, the organizations, just do however you wanted to take that hip hop, what do we say hip hop showing its power of resistance? Just 5 years from now.
Well, I'm gonna just say, I don't know, because if we don't do it, he said, and get into the oracles, the P&Gs, and get into these, what we do know to be true is that technology is advancing, and it's gonna change the world. That's what we do know to be true. So we don't start making sure that we're educating and putting our kids in places to be the people that are quality controlling what technology is getting ready to output, and I don't know where we're gonna be in 5 years. That's my answer.
Well, honestly, listen, I can't tell you that I know, because if I did, this panel would be on my island somewhere. The truth of the matter is, I believe, because the best predictor of future performance is what? Past behavior, right? So, my cousin is here, my family is here. My uncle was Sam Cooke. He didn't write change is gonna come when the world was feeling good about Black folks, right? And by the way, as bad as it is now, this is not something we want a time machine to go back. There's not a Black person who thinks America was great in the past. Every day is a better day, right? Don't let, as my mother would say, don't let this movie taste fool you, right? At the end of the day, we are not our ancestors, right? They had it worse. So my belief is that it will not be easy 5 years from now, but I have to believe we, meaning the larger we will be all right, to quote Kendrick.
I felt like a little like you, like at one point, like, I don't know, almost pessimistic. And I don't want to be pessimistic. And yes, our ancestors did have it a lot worse. And maybe this had to happen to kind of light a fire underneath us, to get us galvanized. Maybe we got a little comfortable, and we felt like, we're good now. And it did, I'm not gonna lie, things felt good for a while. I mean, we hear the stories of our ancestors like, whoa, that could never be me, or that happened now. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The time is now, because they are showing you. And they managed to make Black a bad word by using DEI. Everything that's Black is, we didn't get that out of there because they got there for some privilege, they're not qualified. And it's really disgusting what they've done and how they labeled us. But this is the time now for us to rise. I've heard many, many conversations every time we would leave one of these movies where it's about the civil rights or a slave movie or whatever. Well, that can never be me. Well, it's time to show that right now. It is time to show that in all areas, with your dollars, with your votes, with your organization, all that. Galvanizing, getting together. And I guess I hate that we had to go through this, but also again, I do think we got comfortable. And the time is now to step up, and I feel like we have to do it today. It's not next year, it's not 5 years from now, because in 5 years from now, to your point, look how much damage has been done in 9 months. With over 300,000 Black women out of the workforce, I think it's way more than that. I think it's way more than that. And that's the tip of the iceberg if we keep going down this path.
Thank you. Orion?
Oh, I was just gonna say the only way I know how to do it is just to keep on focusing on my community, and that's the best way I can do it. Just invoking that inspiration, keep on cultivating that, keep on nourishing that. I think that's the best way I can contribute, because if there wasn't, there would be a huge void, I feel like, in my community, I feel. So I feel like that just being as authentic as possible, trying to find unique and creative ways to do things with other organizations and other people, and amplifying that through hip hop, I feel like is the only way I've done it. And I think that's the best way I can do is keep on fighting in my community and keep on creating avenues and platforms for people to contribute to the story.
So, as the old saying goes, I can't predict the future, but I know who holds the future. And I know that God is still sitting high on that throne. And so I know that if God be for us, then nothing can be against us. And so I was blessed to be mentored and coddled, and many of you know my story, by Dr. Dorothy Irene Height. And so, and I know that there is a secret weapon that is still on the shores here of Turtle Island, and that is called Black women. And so I'm so happy to see Attorney Barbara Arnwine over here, and yes, and some of the other amazing Black women in the audience.
State Representative Latanya Humphrey from my home state of Ohio.
Yes, oh yeah. I'm sitting between two amazing, powerful Black women and our brothers, of course. Well, I bring that up because it is in our DNA. We were constructed by literally trauma and pain in the Middle Passage that created us to be ready for this moment. Our DNA, unfortunately, is by those who were the strongest. And it is in us. It is in our color of our skin. It is in our texture of our hair. It is in everything about us. And so what I'm just hopeful here is that I'm praying that our artists, our musicians, our poets, our screenwriters, our actors, just make sure they tell that story. And they realize now, in this crazy moment we're in, that in 2025, we have new Black babies who should live to be 75, which means that they will live to the year 2100. And so because of that, that next generation of Black babies who will see 2100 are counting on us. Not to be worried about some politician from New York living in Florida, to fight for them, because they will look back like we look back at Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and all those, and we tell them thank you. They look back upon all of you and say, I don't know who they are, I don't know where they are, but I'm so thankful they fought for me, because of them, I now live.
Can we give a great round of applause for